It's very yellow, if you ask me. Hello there. How's it going? Is it just me, or does this seem really, really yellow? Like, ridiculously yellow. Like, I feel like I've hit yellowness. Maybe it's that bulb. Let me just change that bulb while I wait for you guys to turn up. We have a LED bulb, so we'll give that a change. It's going to get dark for a second. Oh, dark for a second. Yeah, that's definitely dark. How's that? Yeah, that's better. So, what's the gossip? Well, gossip is well, there isn't much gossip really. I have been carting rock, as I think I put in one of my shorts. But yeah, if you guys have got any questions, fire away is basically the best thing to do while I work out how to find those questions. But yeah, anyway, so a bit of history about me, if you want it. I live in the Falkland Islands. I'm about 70 miles away from the main Stanley, which is Port Stanley, which is now a city. And I run an 8,000 acre farm. So on this 8,000 acre farm, we have about 1,500 sheep, and they're all free range. So they're not like you basically put them out and they eat natural, organic food. There's no things. We do give the pet sheep nuts, but all that's organic as well. And we basically share them for their wool. Our wool then goes onto a boat and we send it to an agent in the UK, which then sells it on. And any surplus sheep that we have, we send to our local abattoir, which then they send it overseas to make extra change. We are not current. Well, I'm currently now on the farm full time, but originally it used to be just ran on weekends and holidays. So the plan is to bring the numbers up to about 2,000 to about 2,500 once it's all fenced up. The house in town, we have sold the house in town, just sorting out the paperwork. But we are bringing the actual house out. So we've sold the land, we're bringing the house out and setting up on the farm. So instead of living in this porta cabin, like I was moving with the tractor, we've got two, which is shaped a bit like that. You've got your kitchen, bathroom, sitting room, kitchen, bathroom, and then you've got 2 bedrooms or 3 bedrooms, sorry, along there. We are got another cabin on, and we're moving the bathroom way over there and extending this house a little bit just to make it easier for sharing. It's going to take us a while to get the shed done. But yeah, other than that, it's all been going pretty good. I don't know how I get, if I see any of your comments or not, whether they just pop up or what happens. Because I can't seem to find out. So maybe once you pop up a question, I'll hit that button, see what that does. Maybe that's not a good idea either. Not connected. Excellent. Well, that means nothing to me. I don't know why I'm doing these live feeds, because I don't feel like they really do much, but by all means, ask me a question. Fire away. If you're here in the islands and you want to know what my plans are while coming to the farm, or got any questions that I'm like biting off more than I can chew, fire away. And if you don't and you want to see what we're doing, we're basically moving out to a farm, which is quite a small farm for our size of farm. So normally you'd need around minimum of 3,500 sheep to be functional on a farm, and we obviously are only half that at the moment. So we're never going to get to full rate. So we're going to carry on tour driving, or I'll carry on tour driving. So I'll take tourists down to Volunteer Point. So if you come on a boat and drive with Patrick Watts or Sean Jeffrey, you'll see me as a driver because I'm one of their drivers. And yeah, we've got other plans for the farm. We're hoping to do a bit of like a dude ranch thing out here as well. So potentially show people the way of life and how they go about it and what they do. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and we'll see how it goes. There's my old Zeta, picture of my old Zeta up there, and which we got rid of. I did have a Ford at that stage, but it wasn't working, so I got that, and then we sold that off. But yeah, I don't know if there's many interests in what I'm saying. I don't even know the best time to post videos. I will state that these videos are totally free. Like, I don't make nothing off these videos. They're all out of my own time, but I do appreciate getting subscribers and views. So as long as I keep getting them, I really don't mind. I'm happy to show you guys exactly what we get up to. There will be opportunities of once we really get set up. We are hoping if we get a little dude ranch set up out here, and that you are wanting to come and visit the Falklands, or if you're in the Falklands, we might give little competitions and we might post them on here so you can all link into them as well. But yeah, sadly our viewers are quite low to zero. Actually, we've had one view, so someone popped in, seen my ugly mug, and decided to go, nope, we're not doing that. So yeah, now I've just got to wait for more viewers. So whether I just wait and sit around, or what I do is completely a strange kettle of fish. I am still with you. It's just that I just decided to grab a musical instrument because while I wait for some views. So do you guys watch One Lonely Farmer? I'm sure at least one of you do in my 236 subscribers. I would recommend going and watch him. He is a very, I'd love to meet him in person, and one day I'm hoping that I will head to the States and join up with him and have a good old chinwag. They farm completely different to us over there, same as Walker Farms and Edison Motors. I'd like to take my hat off to Edison Motors. He's doing really well with what he's doing, and it looks like it's going to be quite successful for the application that they're planning on using. And I'm sure that if it goes well, they will up it into other things. And for One Lonely Farmer, I see that he's just bought himself a combine, which I'm quite surprised because I thought he liked his old New Holland combine. But I see that he's upgraded or upgrading. Walker Farms, I see Nick's now building his farm, or Hollywood as they call him, is now building his house. Yeah, they're all getting there and getting set up and getting things sorted. There's a few other channels I watch. Lord Muck, I've actually chatted to him on Instagram as well, and I'd like to take my hat off to him as well. And if I ever go to the UK, that is one person I would love to catch up with because he's got quite an interest in the Falklands as well. So it'd be nice to just have a bit of a chinwag about that and what he gets up to. But yeah, I find that it's a very good way to communicate and link in with different people. And hopefully, I can say that you guys have the same with me, that you guys can have a chinwag as well and sort of thingy it. And if you like live videos, then I will carry on doing them. My family isn't here at the moment. They're not all here until the end of August. And my actual wife is heading overseas to help my sister out. So. I'm not that good on a guitar, but I'm learning with a pick. And so I thought, well, why not? If I'm going to make myself look like a fool, which I do look like a fool because like my hairs, I haven't cut it since last tourist drive, so it'll get cut beforehand and maybe a shave too. But it is winter here, so, and we had gusting of 70 kilometers an hour winds yesterday, so quite good to have a bit of a quiet spell. Take me along those roads again, back to where I feel I belong. The countryside is my home, where the wildlife's going and people is always around, and you can have a yarn with anyone. So I do like to sing, and I like to make myself a fool. But I make everything up as I go along. So I'm watching the screen, hopefully getting some viewers, but I get the feeling that this is going to be, I'm going to give it another 5 minutes, maybe 20 minutes. And if I haven't got many views or much interaction, maybe I should take this as live streams do not work. And yeah. While I try to do what I can to make it viewable for you chaps, but I hope that you liked it. I'm sorry it's not very good. I'm sorry it's not 100%, but I hope you understand. While I bought a GoPro to make things simple, but it turns out the editing took too long. And because it recorded in 4K, the megabytes used to load it up just cost me way too much. So I hope you're happy with the little short video and maybe this live stream. I like to tell you what I do, even the mistakes that I make. Oh, take me along those dusty roads, back to where I feel I belong. The countryside is my home, where the wildlife is still in charge and the people can get on day to day. You can knock on anyone's door and they'll offer you a cup of beer and have a yarn for hours to come. So if you're in a rush, I wouldn't plan on coming here, 'cause we like to get along. Well, still no one. Current viewers. So I've had one person poke up and say hi. Literally, like, had a look at me and literally ran, and that's still about it. So come on, people, you can do this. I don't know how to get this more out and around with people, but hey, we're just going for gold here. So we will try. Oh, we can share it. Maybe we should do that. Oh, we can share it on WhatsApp, email, Reddit. I don't get any of this. Wow, you can share it on a lot of things. You can even share it on TikTok. Well, I think we'll share it on Facebook. Maybe we won't. I don't know if that worked or if it didn't work or what actually happened there, but we will see. We will see. Oh, come on, people. I like meeting people and I love talking to people. Even if you just want to talk about the weather at your place, or let me know what you get up to, or just anything really. I just like to talk. You know, my little girl's the same. We're chatterboxes. Get us together and we'll talk the whole house down. I think she's doing her mother's head in at the moment, mind you, but that's besides the point. Oh, I went to the city to buy myself a tractor, and then I thought I'd drive it all the way back home. Oh, with that nice new painted cam, oh yeah. I couldn't feel like a better person, even if you wanted me to be. Oh, I went to the city to buy myself a tractor, and then I thought I'd drive it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it all the way back home. Oh, I drove it and I know it's going to. You are my sunshine, my one. Ah, shit. Take me back to where the wind's always blowing, the Falkland Islands. I set my heart glow in the land of my dreams, under a rainbow sky. That was a song that I sung at school. I can't say her name, but yes, my music teacher back then, she made up the song, and I think I was in the junior school then, so I was like year 5, year 6, and she come up with that. Yeah, it was bloody awesome. There's more to it. Somewhere I've got the writing for it, but I can't find it. But one day I'll find it and I'll sing the whole song for you. Or I might get a hold of her and see if I can get a copy of the words, because, well, yeah, it'd just be awesome. Just be great. Well, I'm guessing as no one is watching me, I'm gonna have to shut it down. Oh, I'm guessing as no one is wanting to speak, I might as well go and have a coffee or a beer, 'cause there's no one to talk to. Wow, we can post this to Facebook. Come say hi, Cat. And post to Facebook. Well, there we go. So, needless to say, I might be not having many people from around the world join my conversation, but I am going to end up with loads of people hopefully joining in thing. I really don't know how to get comments up. So if anyone is commenting, I do apologize. I'm hoping that they just sort of pop up on the screen. I'm assuming that's what they do. Oh man, I got loads of these little pop-up things popped up. Maybe I shouldn't hit that every single time I'm doing something. Yeah. Always wonderful. We don't need that. We don't need that. There we go. Right. But I still don't see any comments. Expand menu. Uh-huh. Well, I got it up. Well, not literally, but so I got that. Oh, now I've lost you. But you're still there, so there's a bonus. But I need that to be on top so I can see if there's anyone. Why is that not working? Technology is great when it works. Shite when it don't. Well, I don't know if comments work or not, but hey ho. Oh, my dad has commented on my link. This can't be good. I'm guessing it still works when I take the screen away like that, so I could put this into another page actually. There we go. No, so sorry, this content is unavailable at the moment. I don't have a clue what that means. Yeah, don't trust technology. It gives you a hard time. So what I'll do is I'll do it via the phone. That way, I'll get to see if there's anyone watching. So, what have we got? Dad asked me how was my day. So yeah, my day was not actually too bad considering. I went and looked for some tractor pins. So they're the ones that you bolt into the implement and then your arms can go onto. I knew I had to, but they turned out to be in a completely different place to where I thought they were. And then I carted a couple loads of rock up to the hard stand that we're making. And then my Uncle Mike turned up. So he come and had a look at what I was doing with the winch wise. We chucked some ideas at each other and think we come up with a plan. Then we had a couple of cups of coffee. And then I went carting a couple of loads, went and chased a seal that was up the St. Carlos River. I think it's a fur seal. It didn't look like a leopard seal. Didn't look aggressive enough for that. I have seen a leopard seal up there before, so there is that high possibility, but I don't think that is today. And then, yeah, I basically got that done, and then I went out, and then I got finished, done 2 more loads, and then I went to the shed and welded up. So we got 2 steel plates. So I welded an extra plate on to where we bolt these things on to try and spread the weight on, so it's just not all on a 10 mil plate. I think it'd been strong enough anyway, and plus I needed to build it out a bit. But I will be putting a short up on what I did probably tomorrow. So if you want to see, then that would be the one to sort of watch. It is a Ramsey winch, and I think it's an H something 550 as a model. Yeah, it wasn't actually too bad. But yeah, so we done that. Yesterday, we basically worked in the shed on the winch, cutting metal and sorting out stuff, because we had some horrendous wind out here. But luckily, no wind damage. The only thing that I think I've seen that so far is that the porta-cabins we brought over from Greenfield, some of the insulation blew out and stuck against the fence. But other than that, nothing seemed to have moved. Everything seems to be good. So that's always a positive. And yeah, so tomorrow's plan, if the weather's good, is cart more rock. And then I'll probably go into the shed tomorrow. So tomorrow evening, and then get that sorted. Heading to town probably Thursday night, and then coming back out Friday with the family. And then I head back in Sunday, drop off the wife, pick up my nephew, and then I have 2 boys and a girl out here. 2 10-year-olds and a 9-year-old. No, 1 10-year-old, 1 9-year-old, and 1 6-year-old is how it's going to be, actually. I say 2 10-year-olds, but he's not actually 10 until October. So, yeah, so we'll have the kids out here, and hopefully they'll have a big, great, wonderful fun. I know I will, because I'm a big kid myself. So we'll go from there. Yeah, so apart from that, I think my day's gone pretty good. Hopefully tomorrow will go even better. Tractor's running actually really good. I would like to have dual power working on it. It would be quite nice. It is quite low geared. I find the 7610 quite low geared on the road, but it is what it is. It gets from A to B and it doesn't miss a beat. So we're running good. Solar system, we've had to top Jenny up a couple of times due to the fact is that with the way the weather is, there's not been much sun. Plus, we are actually running an electric heater in what I'm using as a bedroom, which is our bedroom, because we haven't got the plumbing and all that sorted. So we've got another cabin on the end, and we wanted to carry on the plumbing that way around to do it. So I've then changed it that I'm actually going to run 2 pipes up. Since I've got all the fittings to do all that, it's been absolutely wet, and under the house is just soaked, and I'm not lying in mud to get to it, because like I got that sort of much clearance. So I have to reach under, lay down on the ground and reach under. So yeah, so we'll sort that out at some stage. But yeah, other than that, all looking pretty good, to be fair. We potentially are heading to my uncle and aunt's place after here to do some top sodding of a garden site. And then once we get that sorted, we might be, well, we'll be heading to town to clear up everything in town in September, pack up everything, shut the house down, and start getting the house ready to haul. Because it's literally going to be a month and a bit, and hopefully we'll have so in the next 2.5 months, we should have a house sitting out here. And it's that in that stage, I've got to get the hard stand finished. I've got to get a porta cabin sat up so we can put everything in. And I got to get the foundation done. So no pressure whatsoever. So the plan is to go into town from Monday through the week and start getting stuff hauled. And I should be done in 2 weeks, hopefully, and then of hauling just all the small stuff away. And then the last 2 weeks will be then shutting the house down and then getting it ready to haul for October. In the process of doing that, I have then got to get all the foundations set up out here. So whether we get hauling in the first week of October, it may be towards the end of October, because I think with the way the weather is, the roads aren't going to be all that dry for hauling cabins out anyway. And it is all weather dependent anyway. But once we get them hauled out, yeah, then we'll get them lifted. We've got to jack the house up, put 3x6s underneath for support. And then we're running 6x6s widthways. They'll attach to the 6x6s, lift them up, sit them on a truck, bring them out here, sit them on a foundation. We'll then unscrew the 6x6s and then slide them into place. We're going to run a 1x6 all the way around the actual foundation itself, or we might even run a 2x6. And then we can sink screws into the block work right down into the things to stop them from moving. And then it'll act like a bit like a slide. And then hopefully we can then just slide them in. So the idea is we'll have a square like this, and then each cabin will be sat like this. So you'll sit the first cabin on, pull that up to the edge once you remove the 6x6s. Depending how we do the foundation, we might be able to sit the first one right where we need it. But the second one we won't, because the 6x6s will be hanging out by about a foot to 2 foot. Depending on the overhang on top. I think it works out to be about a foot, foot and a half that they need. So they'll sit it down as close as they can, but then once we've done that, we then have to push that up against the foot, and we have to do that to all the next 3 of them. So shouldn't take too long, and then go underneath, put the banding on, strap it down, and then frantically get a roof on it. So if it rains, it doesn't get too wet. I'm not too worried, because it's got this like rubber stuff on top, because the porta cabins were designed not to have roofs on them. They were meant to be sort of temporary sort of homes. These are called wise plans, so they're slightly different. But yeah, so we'll end up with a house about 30 to 40 foot long, is the plan. And yeah, it'll be good, hopefully. Like I said, if you got any questions, fire away. I'm literally sitting here this evening all by myself, and just thought I would think we've actually got a new wireless modem pack, which is there. It's huge compared to the old one. Let me get the old one for you. So the old one is a Lynx, whatchamacallit. This was it here. Thing, small, but we stopped getting signal down the other end of the house. So we were told it could be this starting to play up, and then it sort of, it played out. But it still works if you're next to it, and it will still work if you use the cables. But the new one we got is this one, and it doesn't have a price on it, but I think it was about 60 quid, 50 quid, something like that. £67.50 actually, and it's a tender. How coincidental is that? So gaming, 4K streaming. See, I don't know how that makes sense, but we're trying it with this, and it seems to be working all right. So I'm guessing it's working all right. No one's giving me a thumbs up, so I'm guessing everything's working. I am concerned. If you've posted a comment on here, by all means, thingy it. My dad has commented on my link again. So it turns out chat is disabled. How the hell do we enable it? Okay, I'm on it. I'm on it. Right. So that'll be why it's not working. So how do we get chat working? Now, if I lose you guys, bear with me, and I will pop back up as soon as I can. You do not have access to this feature. Stream. Well, I'm streaming now, you dummy. I don't know how to do it. Let's edit. Haha. I hope I'm still working with you guys. Restrictions, category, how to, and style. Playlists. Automatic chapters. Allow things. See, they ask so many questions. I think it should just be language. Well, English. Okay, we're trying this. Change saves thingies. Right. I'll actually use my phone to see if it's working. We will go for there. My dad has commented on my link. Still working. Oh, it's one way to talk. You know, we're talking on here, and yet we're having to go on Facebook. And if you are not part of my Facebook page, it is Cardell Farm. If you look up Cardell Farm, you will find a Facebook page. Plenty of views, but we're not getting comments. So I don't know how the comments sides and why that's not working. I'm going to hit it on here and see what it does. So I'm actually going to be watching myself on my phone. Right, to build a positive live chat experience for you and your viewers, choose who can participate. Well, I put all. So chat as publicly. So I'm just going to write hi to myself and see what it comes up with. So it turns out messaging, it prefers my phone. Dad's sort of giving me an update to how many's watching. I can actually see how many's watching. I just can't see if I'm getting comments or not. Marco, you're an idiot, a total idiot. Only Marco. So support your channel in evening. Okay, I'm not fussed about that. I just want live chat. Remember, guard your privacy. Yeah. Oh, I can chuck hearts up. That's pretty cool. I don't know what that means, but let's have a party hat. I'm pretty sure live chat isn't wanting to work. Live chat has moved. No, live chat is still there. So, got it. So I have got live chat on. So if you guys are wanting to comment and write hi, fire away, basically, and see if it works this time. But I am having to use my phone to read it because it somehow won't pop up on here for some strange reason. I don't have a clue why, but we will see. Marco has sent me a message. Why he has wrote that, I do not know. But you shouldn't be sleeping at this time anyway. It's only like 20 to 10. Youngster like you should be awake all night, partying hard and going to work, regretting it all. So there we go. Well, as we can't seem to get this live stream to work for some strange reason, I'm not sure why we can't. Yeah, I don't know why it's not working. I think maybe we set something up wrong. Maybe, I don't know. But hey ho. So what I will do is if there's enough interest, if you comment on my page, on my Facebook page, or put a squiggle down into one of my videos that I've added. I've actually got 236 videos. And Marco, if you're not watching me, I will call you when I'm done. Give me minutes on YouTube. Silly sausage. But he is what he is. He's a strange lad. So anyways, I would like to comment on my thing. I don't know if comments are working, and if they're not, well, we will sort them out afterwards. But I would like to comment that we have 237 subscribers, and I would like to say thank you to all 237 of you. And some of you I know have been on there since, I think I started in 2017, 2018. I think it was 2017. I can't remember. So I'd like to thank all of you for subscribing, especially in the last things. We've got quite a few views. We've had 4 new subscribers in the last 28 days, which is just awesome. And most of our viewers are between 25 and 34 years of age, but we've also got some youngsters, which is 18 to 24 years. And we've got some old timers as well, the old hillbillies. But it's nice to know that there's some youngsters and some middle-aged people that is currently watching this and is quite interested in it. It is nice to be able to get involved and show people exactly what life down here is all about. Yeah, Dad, you are right. We need to find out how to connect live chat. There is a way that you can actually link more people into video live chat. So I could, if we work this out and there's enough interest in it, I could get the old man himself maybe to join a video live stream on YouTube, and you guys could ask questions right back to, well, years before the war, around the war, after the war, buying the farm in the first place, before the farms were split up, things they got up to. So yeah, if you really, really wanted to, we could do a live stream on that. And also, we need to know if you guys are wanting me to just carry on with short videos, or you want me to do proper in-depth videos. Sadly, the in-depth videos do take a lot of my time up, and it's not that I don't mind doing them. It's the part is that basically I have this one GoPro, and it's a lovely little GoPro. I like it. It's good. The problem is with it, this goes flat really quick. About 20 minutes, half an hour, and it's flat. And when I'm trying to do a good video, when this goes flat, I then have to wait an hour, 2 hours for it to charge back up. Or, well, first of all, you have to wait for it to cool down and then do it. So I end up using my phone. And I've got a Video Guru editor on my phone, which I can use to edit them and do everything on my phone, which is quite good. The only thing is I don't have a proper little tripod to hold my to do things. So it's me normally holding it. And then when I'm working and talking, I tend to sort of forget that I've got the phone in my hand. I am hoping to use this, and I'm going to bring you guys on a run with me doing some hauling of some stone. So I've worked it out for me to get all the clips that I need to make it awesome for you guys. It's going to be 3 trips of stone that I have to do. And I will try and catch a video of the exhaust working hard, the engine working, the wheels, the tipping of the load, the loading of the load, and yeah, just as much as I can into a video. The downside I've got to this is that because this records in 4K, and I can't seem to get it to drop down any less than 4K. I thought you could, but you can't. When I put them on the laptop, I then have to convert them from 4K to 1200, because for us, uploading a 4K video on YouTube takes hours and hours and hours, and it just eats my megabytes. We only have about 85,000 megabytes, I think it is, or 82,000 megabytes a month. And you can eat them up really, really quickly. So especially when the family's out here. So yeah, basically it is what it is. But I am going to try and do some videos for you of the 7610 working, and it'll also have the Chifferton digger in there. That could be up for grabs in the next couple of months. If anyone's interested, the Chifferton, the Case digger, and the Thwaites dump truck, and 2 Thwaites dump trucks will be up for grabs if you want them. I am no rush to get rid of them, and I do not need to get rid of them. I am planning. The reason why I'm getting rid of them is because I'm upgrading in digger size, because my little digger doesn't load my big truck. The Case, the Chifferton works perfectly. Lovely little digger. Its pins are a little bit worn, but it will still do a day's job and not miss a beat. It will just work out right. The Case digger, the CX23, it needs new piston rings. I'm pretty sure that's what the issue is with it. But if you bought the whole lot as one job lot, you could basically take the engine out of the Chifferton, put it into the Case, and the Kubota engine that I got that I was going to put into the Case would actually fit into the Chifferton. So you would be able to swap engines around and make 2 very good diggers out of it. One extremely good digger, because that Case, we done all the welding up of the king post, put all new bushes in there. It's got 2 good cylinders on there. So you'd end up with a really nice digger. They all come with 3 buckets each. I think the Chifferton actually has 4 buckets. So there is, I'm not sure if it has 3 or 4. I can't remember, but I'm pretty sure it has 4. And the dumper, there's nothing wrong with her. I can go out and start her up now and go to work. Apart from one of the UJs is starting to go, so I need to change that. But I've actually got another dumper which was used supposedly. I bought it as a spares for my one because it was very similar, but it's actually powered by a Lister Petter engine. So if you could turn it into a generator, or you could fix that dumper up. So you could actually have 2 dumpers and 2 diggers. If they're getting sold as one job lot, I will sell the case and the dumpers separately, but I will only sell them separately if they go first. I'm not selling the Chifferton because I need to use a machine to right up till the day it leaves, so I can get the new replacement for myself, because we've got that many little jobs happening. But if you are interested, obviously look me up on Facebook and give me a message or give me a ring. If you know me, you'll know my number. And if you don't, then it means you can't purchase it because you're not here, because I'm not sending them overseas unless you're going to pay full freight for them. But yeah, we're not selling them as a freebie either. The only thing I am chucking in is the dumper. But the case, we will be selling that for a little bit because it's got 2 new drive motors in it. It's got all the heads been rebuilt on it, new head gasket, new fan, new thermostat, all that on it. The only thing we didn't get was piston rings because the barrels did not look worn. There was hardly anything. There was a minute little lip on them. Now wishing I'd bought the whole kit, but hey ho, it is what it is. And because we had to get bushes and all that custom built for it and get the brass and all that lot to make those bushes up, and the time it spent welding it and the cost of welding it, it's you're gonna pay a little bit for it. And if not, I would rather keep it and use it myself. So the options there, if you need a digger and you don't mind putting some piston rings in an engine, you'd have to buy the piston rings. You can buy the case as it is. If not, you can buy the whole job lot, 2 diggers, 2 dumpers, and swap Peter to pay Paul and get one really nice digger out of it, or potentially 2 very nice diggers out of it. The 3.5 ton digger that I use now is an absolute awesome little digger. I cannot fault that digger. It starts on a dime. I don't even have the heater plugs connected up on it, and it's been starting in this cold weather that we've had. It just, it never misses a beat. It's got plenty of power, doesn't burn oil, doesn't overheat, just lovely little machine. Don't really want to get rid of it, to be fair, because it's sort of a bit like a baby. It's the first digger I ever owned. But sadly, it's not quite big enough to load into my big DAF lorry. And I've got some jobs that need to haul some rock, and it'll be easier for me to use a lorry than using a little trailer. So, the options there if anyone's interested. Also got a mobile compressor, engine powered one. We think the screw compressor part side on it might be buggered because they had some grit going there, but supposedly it ran good. I bought it sort of thing to sort of do up and use, and plans are changing and I don't need it no more. If not, I'm going to fix it up and sell it as a running one. But like if someone wanted to take on the project, they can take it away for the right price. But there will be photographs of all these things coming up on our Facebook page, and I will do a video of them around and put those links to those videos on here and link them to Facebook for everyone anyway, so that you can see everything and go from there really. So I think for now I'll say cheerio maybe. Thanks for the 3 that we've got. I don't know how many we've had. We've had 14 views altogether, so look at that. If the internet works over at the shed, which is about 100 meters that direction, with this new system, and it works really good, I probably will do a live feed from over at the shed while I'm cleaning the Chinese diesel heater. If it doesn't work, then I can't do it. That's the problem I've got. My 4G is not that good, and well, it will eat my 4G up. So, but we will say cheerio. Thanks for the 1 thumbs up. I absolutely love it. Don't forget, if you're not subscribed, to subscribe to the channel, because there is loads of videos coming up, and I do promise you that the videos will be getting better. We are going to go into editing. I've got a computer all lined up, base station computer. I just got to get the screen and everything sorted on it, and it's going to get upgraded so it runs faster. We are going to purchase a editing system onto that computer, and that is all that computer is going to be used for, is putting on videos and uploading. If anyone wants to make any donations, some batteries for this bad boy would be nice. It's a GoPro 10 and a multi-charger. It would be much appreciated. If you do want to donate anything to any projects that we've got coming up, or want to sponsor a video, a Pacific video, and say, you know, we'd like you to do a video on something and want to sponsor us, don't forget to give us a shout. We are up to just about anything, find it sensible. We will, if you've got a tool or something that you've imported to the islands, or something that you're overseas and you think, you know what, that might work down there, I am more than happy to give it a bash. Look me up and give it a go. All you have to do is basically look me up on Facebook and Corriedale Farm. You'll find the site, and basically, yeah, just put in a comment. You know what? I've got interested in talking to you. I'm talking to people all over the world about different things, so there is potentially things could maybe happening, maybe not happening. It's simple, but it's not simple. There's a lot of little loopholes that we've sort of hit and going around in circles, but eventually we'll probably get there. And we will, if all goes well, we will be taking you out on a lot more of what we do. So the plan is to get a drone as well as a camera and actually show you exactly what we do instead of me doing a video. So save me showing you, hey, here's a torch, and then about an hour later showing you, here's a torch all pulled apart. I'd like to show you how I pulled this torch apart. And this is actually not a bad torch. This is a laser torch. I think my sister got it for me, Joanne. I think she got it for me. LED laser. 1103194. Awesome torch. The only problem I've got with these torches, and I like these LED torches, they're nice and bright and they're really good, and like even that is pretty cool. But these batteries just do not last. Little tiny batteries. I think they'd be better off making a torch like this, getting a battery like this, but do a lithium one and have it so you can pop it out and put a phone charger in the end of it. And then, because no offense, it would be a lot cheaper than me buying little AAA batteries all the time. Not that I mind buying little AAA batteries, but it is just, yeah, it gets a little expensive. But yeah, it's a nice little cartridge for the batteries. You pop 3 little batteries in there, and then you wind her in there, and hey presto, you're sort of done. It is awesome. It lights up the other side of the hill. Like it's you can have it set so it's a narrow one, or you can spin it around and have it as a wide one. You can also do that sort of scary, like, especially when you got a fucking ugly mug like mine. But yeah, all good fun. Highly recommend these torches. They are really good. Obviously, do not stare at the lenses if you do get one. They are a laser. It's a white light, but don't actually stare at the light. Keep them out of reach of kids if they're going to be silly with them. I don't let my kids have this. I do let them use it if they're in those sensible moods, but you can sort of know when they're in a silly mood, so don't lend it to them. And they don't really ask for it. They only ask for it if they see it, so keep it outside. And 9 times out of 10, it's either in my rover or in my pocket. For the GoPro, back to the GoPro, like I said, if you want to assist in any of the videos, by all means, batteries for this bad boy would be awesome. And if anyone's got a good editing program, would be well chuffed to have a good editing program as well. I do want to do better videos, and I would like to know what you guys are interested in. Are you interested in everything that I get up to, or just some of the things that I get up to? I do a variety of things. So we do sheep farming, gathering. I do like my metal work and mechanic work. In fact, someone did ask me actually why I didn't become a mechanic, and I couldn't answer that. My original goal when I was young, I wanted to be a pilot. Didn't like the idea of going overseas. Still don't like the idea of going overseas. So I then went to plant operator and handyman. Well, I actually went to handyman first and then went on to plant operator. So ended up driving big trucks and we worked for government. We held for a company called Colas, redone the airport at MPC, and that was good fun. Actually, it was a good group of people. Really enjoyed it. I had my best mate there that I had from when I was school, and yeah, it was just a good laugh. Also managed to crash a 32-ton truck. Um, it was one of those things that just happens. Well, it doesn't really just happen, but there was a few things that caused the issue. It wasn't just my fault. It was my fault, and as I was unexperienced at the time, so I actually got the job. I think was on the 24th of January. I can't remember the year, and I crashed on the 28th. And yeah, the truck was old. It had a few faults, and but I was also to blame. I didn't know where that other truck had stopped. You couldn't fit another truck past. It looked like you could fit. What I didn't know was is the Arctic that was coming down the road had a D8 dozer on the back of it, and it was overhanging by about yay much. And yeah, but it's one of those things. It comes with experience, and sadly, it could have cost me a lot more. I moved the cab back. I think it was 2 inches. So yeah, very concerning. But yeah, my best mate was there as well. In fact, I think I tried blaming him for it at the time, and he basically told me that if I carried on, he was going to leave, and I said, "Don't leave," because well, I didn't have a truck, so he was going to be my wheels. But yeah, it was actually good fun. So we we done that for a couple of years. Then I went out and worked for my uncle for a while. Then went back to town and became a plant operator in there. Went on the road gang for a bit. So basically, I'd done a few things. I was also off tech trained. Ran out, I think, a year and a half ago. I was off tech trained, so I'd done boiler maintenance for a while. Done a bit of electrical work. When my little boy was born, I went to town and helped a family friend or a friend. I don't know how you want to put it. Was my brother-in-law. Helped him do some electrical work, and he showed me a lot, and really enjoyed that as well. And I do like wiring. I find I love wiring. I love it when you connect a wire up at this end and you just flick a switch at that end, it works. Touch wood, so far, and all the wiring I've done, it's never flick a switch and see a load of sparks. So I think I wired to like the 16th edition. 17th edition is what I sort of wire to. If any electricians know it. I'm not qualified in any of it. So anything that I do for myself, or I will get this family friend that is a qualified electrician to come out and check things. And 9 times out of 10, he's pretty happy with what I've done, other than the bodge jobs that I do of just like, we've got a temporary shed over there, we'll just run an extension lead to it and make it work. But it works. So yeah, then from doing that, I also like working with hydraulics. I love the idea of just the pressure and the force that they can apply. And you can get a very small pump that can't apply much pressure. But if you get a cylinder that is big enough and force fluid into that, it basically acts like a pulley system with a block and tackle, and you can push a lot. So say, for example, you had a cylinder which was the thickness of your finger and the barrel about the roundness of your hand, and was to push that, you wouldn't get much force. But if you were to enlarge that barrel to a horrendous size and a bigger piston, and then forced it in so you had more fluid going in there, you'd have so much more pressure. To a certain extent, pump does play a part as well, to a certain extent. But yeah, it is surprising on just the initial just way things work. Diggers always amaze me, how you can just go round and round and round and round and they don't unscrew. And the hoses things, obviously, as I got older, I've understood it. But even that little compartment where all those hoses connect to and they swivel, and how they don't leak, you'd think that there would be something that would wear out quite frequently. And if my one packs up tomorrow, I would cry, as I've talked about it. But yeah, it is what it is. So it's quite good. I love gathering. Absolutely love getting out in the countryside. Don't do much on the motocross side of things. I haven't really got into that as such. But I feel like gathering is the best motocross you'll ever get, because you don't know what's coming at you. When the sheep runs one direction, you're going after them. You don't know whether there's a ditch, a hole, or what it is. So it's a challenge. I like to have a challenge. And one of the jobs I've actually taken on is sorting out a building for someone. We're making it a bay shorter, and it's in a bit of a bad state, this one bay. So redoing it up and taking it down, it's not really going to be a challenge as such. It's quite simple, but it's going to be fun. And yeah, I just sort of enjoy challenging myself. And sadly, it has got to the point where things is not as challenging as they used to be. You sort of get used to things, and you get older, I guess, and get wiser, and you then start looking at things slightly different and go, well, actually, there's this easier option to do it. I'll do it that way, and then the challenge isn't really a challenge anymore because you sort of know what you're going to do before you get there. But yeah, it is what it is. But there is some things that still challenges me. Like doing this winch is things you got to think about, and I quite enjoy doing them. Just making little things, and yeah, go from there. But anyways, I will let you be. I've got to make a phone call to a mate of mine or one of my mates. He wants me to call him, and by the sounds of it, it's reasonably urgent. Is it? I don't know. But we'll find out. And we will catch you on the next one. Do put in the comments, even though I finish this live stream, you can still comment once the video has been posted. So if you are watching, once it goes thingy, do put in a comment or in one of the videos what you would like to watch. And we will go from there. Also, do let me know if you want videos to be improved. It'll be awesome. So anyways, we'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget to give us a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe. And there will be a short video up of how we're getting on with the video, the winch tomorrow. And maybe tomorrow night or maybe the next day, we will put the video up of the tractor hauling, depending on the weather. I was going to do it today, but I got that sidetracked and doing other jobs as well as doing that. It didn't quite happen. So hopefully tomorrow, I will get some videos of me loading the tractor up and getting some good videos of it. But it'll probably take me the evening to down, edit it all and convert it all. I think it takes like 3 hours for me to convert it from 4K down to watch my names, so the megabyte frames that I can use. So it probably be the next night, maybe, depending how I get on. So yeah, don't forget to just look us up, and we'll catch you in the next one. And yeah, and if you know who I'm watching, D-Boss Garage, you know what he always says at the end of a video. So, and actually, a lot of videos that I like, they have little sayings at the end, like D-Boss Garage is, if you're not filthy, you're not rich. And Seeking, SVC Kika, C Kika, C, I can't say it, but yeah, him. He's built that big ship. He says, if you're not making something, you're not learning. And I agree with him on that one. If you're sitting here watching me, you should really be out in your shed fabricating something. And that is a good excuse for me too. But I like to show people that don't have those opportunities on doing different things. So I need a saying at the end of my videos, and I normally just say toodle pips or give us a thumbs up. But we are thinking about finding another thing. It was something that I said to a chap the other day, is always follow your heart, not your head. So if you're making life plans and doing life decisions, follow your heart, not your head. Your heart is what makes you happy. Your head only keeps everyone else around you happy, and it's what makes you happy. That's probably the most important thing in life. Yes, they say money does help out, and money makes a big difference in life. But you don't have to be wealthily rich to be happy. You just need people that love you around you enough to pay your small bills, keep your food on the plate, and live life to the fullest. Because, in 50, 60 years when you pass away, you ain't taking it with you. You're only building up this place for your future kids. So always think of that. So don't hoard your stuff, and think of the next generation, because that's what we're doing for. The generation that's in this world is not working for them. They're working for their next generation. So for me, I'm working for my kids. My kids will work for their kids, and hopefully improve this place. Yeah, and there ain't nothing in this world that no one can talk about. Especially in a small community like us. If you do something silly, everyone's going to know about it. We do a thing called the Diddley Telegraph. Diddley is island wide, and it's probably the quickest thing you'll ever get. It's quicker than the internet sometimes. But yeah, I can remember years ago, I laid over my short wheelbase 2.8 Shogun on its side down at the lighthouse. And by the time I got home, my parents knew about it, and even my friends on the West Islands, which is over 150 miles away, sort of knew that I'd done it before I'd got home. And it was only a 45-minute drive from when I rolled it to when they sorted it out, picked me up, and took me home. It was about 45 minutes to an hour. And that following morning, it was near around town. So yeah, Diddley Telegraph works really well. I like to tell my tourists about it as well, the Diddley Telegraph, and I show them the Diddley. And then if the berries are out, we try some of the berries just to watch the faces. diddly jam isn't my favorite thing, but a lot of people do like it. And my favorite thing is carrot jam. You tell a lot of visitors that you like carrot jam, and they sort of look at you a bit strange, going, "What the hell is carrot jam?" Well, basically, it's carrots made into a jam. And my sister makes an awesome carrot jam, and yeah, it's simple to do. It's basically a pound of carrots to a pound of sugar, and cook them up basically. And yeah, makes nice carrot jam. There's a load of other little traditional things I like, which people you can't really explain it, but a good mutton roast with all your trimmings, like your potatoes, your turnips, your Brussels sprouts, all that, and it's just one of those things. Oh, don't forget your parsnips. You got to have parsnips. But those things are just like the best thing in the world. Remember, it takes you back to your childhood, really. Like when you walk into the house and you know you're hungry as a kid from playing, and you want to go and ask, "Oh, what's for supper?" But when you smell that food, you're like, "Yeah." And you don't even have to be hungry when you walk in the house. As soon as you smell it, you're sort of asking, "Oh, what's for supper? Oh, this is gonna look good." But yeah, so a good old mutton roast, and its trimmings is probably my favorite. Between that and a stew, good old mutton stew. Um, don't put the dumplings in though. No one likes soggy dough. Is how I put it. They just don't do that. I like my stews. I just don't like the doughy bits in it. You know, don't do that. I like to put my bread on a plate, put my stew, and eat it like that. It's great. But yeah, and the other things that I like to tell my passengers quite a bit actually, is when we're driving out along the road, is remember that we're driving on a road. So what normally takes me about 2 hours, hour and a half, 2 hours to drive to town, it would have took my old man a couple of days, because there was no roads. So when you're driving two volunteers, you've got about half an hour, 45 minutes of mostly road trip. And then after that, it's all off road. And then they're like, "Oh, this trip ain't so bad." And like you go on asphalt and then you go onto this gravel road. And then they're like, "Oh, this ain't too bad." And you're like, "Well, actually, you're going to think this is cloud nine by the time you come back. You're going to think we're in a helicopter hovering by the time we finish." And you then go on to the camp, and they imagine it to be really rough and really bumpy. And it can be, but it also depends on the driver. You know, if you know the land and you know roughly what you're looking for, you can sort of pick your tracks and make it smooth. Like in the group we drive in, we just plod along and we get there safe and sound, and the passengers are happy. You do get some drivers that sort of see a hole and they think the best way to go through it is with their foot to the floor. And yes, there is one way to go through it. I've done it many a times myself, but when you got paying passengers in, I tend to be a bit more sensible. In fact, I'd be a lot more sensible than what I was, say 15, 18 years ago. But anyway, so yeah, it's quite nice taking them down there. And when they see the off-roading trip, I did have one passenger, mind you, he got all the way down to volunteers, and he got out and he just looked at the vehicle and he goes, "Oh, I'm glad I don't have to do that again." And I had to dishearten him, say, "Well, how are you getting back? Because there's only one way back. There ain't no smooth road going back." But yeah, I quite enjoy it. I think we do an average of about 28 runs, 30 runs down there sometimes. And yeah, it's good. So you do an all-day trip. It's about 6-7 hour trip, I think, in total. From when you leave Stanley, go down, give them an hour and a half to 45 minutes looking around, to coming back. And that's if everything goes smooth. If nothing goes smooth, then yeah, you can sort of add a bit more time to it. If the tracks like last year was absolutely dry as hell, I think you could have walked down there in your slippers and not got a wet foot. This year, don't know what it'll be like. We've had a lot of rain lately, so could be good. It's nice to see that all the ditches are filling up and all the ponds are filling up. The place was really starting to look dry. And I'm not just on about my place, I'm on about island wide. Like if you flew over the islands, like you're talking to people and they'll be like, "Oh yeah, the ponds are quite dry." So hopefully that the water soaks into the ground and does the ground good. And I say this island wide, but I'm watching people online and all that, and this is not just island wide, this is worldwide. Climate change is a big change, and I don't think personally that it's something that we can change. You can change all the things you want to do. Yes, there is some things that we do that we shouldn't do, and we should change our ways. But we're also going to have to adapt to the way things are. And for us down here, with the way the water is and things like that, we need to be looking into alternative ways of getting water and not waiting until it's too late. I did mention it to one of our councillors, and he sort of seemed really keen, but when the next message come on, it seemed like, yeah, not really too worried about it. So for me, I'm quite lucky at the moment. We've got a lot of springs around our farm. They're not all perfect by any means, but they are good to a certain extent. So yeah, we'll just see how it goes. But anyways, I really should be letting you go, and we should be hopefully having a video posted tomorrow of the winch. We've actually got the 2 plates on and worked out where the thing goes. So I'll probably drill the holes out in them, put the 2 eyelets on, and then hopefully tack weld the top link piece in place and see how that looks. And then once we get it all gone, we'll then hopefully whack it on a tractor and give her a spin, make sure the hydraulic motor works and everything works on that. And then we'll pull all the pieces again, paint it up, put it together, put the steel cable on, and then we'll go and see what we can drag. I'm thinking about trying to drag the tractor initially at the start just to see if it will do it. I just don't know if I've got anything that will be strong enough to hold the tractor without it sort of dragging. But reason for building the winch is actually because we've got another 8 cabins to move, and they're sort of on a thing. And my plan is to have the winch on the 3-point linkage and the trailer underneath. So I keep yabbling on. But hey ho, it's one of those things. So yeah, so if this is your tractor and then you have your sort of your arms here, I want to have the trailer hitch sort of connects here and your arms are sort of like here. So I want to be able to have the winch up here and winch off this point to pull onto the trailer while having the trailer connected to the tractor, but still have the clearance for it to swivel and move. So it's your arms lifted up with the trailer on doesn't hit the thing. So we've got it set so that the arms are at the bottom point of the winch. It's going to be, the cable is going to go under the drum. And the reason why we're pulling it under the drum is because just because there's no real specific reason to it, apart from just because. We think if we've worked it out right, it doesn't mean we have worked this out right, but if we have the drum cable on the bottom and it's winching, we're hoping that it will pull, the winch will be pulled into the arms to a certain extent. While if we had the winch on the top and we were pulling, it would try and pull the thing. In fact, I don't think it would really make much of a difference, but it makes me feel better. It's either or. You can have the winch with cable, top, bottom. I don't know if it makes much of a difference on torque, on if you're winching at the bottom of your drum, if it pulls the winch back towards top link. Say, for example, so say if this is your winch, and this is, say, a plate, and you're winching at the bottom, so it's pulling this way, if it would pull that way, because the actual winch is turning that way still. So it would still make the winch wanna, wouldn't it? I don't know on that one. Guess we'll find out. Trial and error is the best way. But the winch was originally, it is a Ramsey winch, and it was on a Hydrema. And as far as I'm aware, there has only been one Hydrema down here. And that was like a JCB looking like thing, which I think is now on an island. In fact, I know it's on an island. I'm pretty sure it's on an island. Yeah, I can't recall that ever having a winch. But this, whatever it was on, was welded onto it anyway. So it is what it is. So tomorrow we'll post a video, a short video of the winch. We'll then try and get one of the 7610 working hard, because that's my best views ever of the tractors. I did actually go and have a look at the Fordson Manger down in the container today while looking for these pins. And I think after shearing the season, we are going to have to get her up, get a cylinder head sorted, and get her up and running. We have got a slight issue with the cylinder head where one of the bolts had actually broke a little bit of the block away. So maybe JB Weld might fix that. It's still got a good part for it to seal on the liner, but whether it seals around the thread. So if we put some JB Weld on there, it will just help support it a bit, I think. And yeah, we'll get her fired up and take her out. And she needs a bit doing to her, but we'll get her running, and then we'll get some wheels put up onto her and see if we can get her sorted out to be a nice little runabout. And then we're not painting her up. We're not making her look smart. She is to look like a workhorse. But we have got a lot of oil seals and gaskets to change over the years. They've dried out. I've got the 2 rear end seals. So we'll take the wheels off the back once we get them sorted and change those seals. The downside to them is we're going to have to make a spanner up to get that big nut off the back, to get the sprocket off, to pull the wheel out, to change the seal, to pop the ball back in, to pop the seal back in. But that'll be one video we'll probably do in depth. I have got a 6.6 to change the engine on, where I'm thinking actually about taking the 6.6, stripping the back end down, putting onto the 6.610 back axle I got, and then making another 4-wheel drive, which will be theoretically another 6.610 4-wheel drive tractor with a ZF axle. I think it's ZF axle, front axle. We've also got the roadless tractor, but sadly the roadless tractor isn't as simple as I wanted it to be. The engine's in a bad way, the back end's in a bad way, and the front axle's in a bad way. It ain't like past restoring, but it's just going to take a lot of work. So we're going to wait till we get the main garage built for restoring these tractors, so where we pull them apart, we don't have to worry about moving them again. The 754, excuse me, we are going to be rebuilding that, but I don't know if I'm using the engine that I rebuilt onto it, or if I'm going to try and get hold of another engine, or whether I'm putting that engine onto the 6.610 that I want to build up. I haven't fully decided. I'll probably end up putting that engine onto the County, because that's what I built it for. So we're not doing her up with a cab or anything. She's going to be as she was, but hopefully as she was would be a lot better than not at all. And we've just got to get mud guards, body work. We've got to get bonnet, nose cone. We've got a nose cone for her. We've got it. I've just got to collect it. But we've got to get the dash panel, the bonnet, exhaust system, because she's actually having a 10 series exhaust put on. So she'll be 5,600 tractor County, which isn't actually correct because she's a 5,000. The 754s were based on a 5,000, but it's the manifold I had that was in good nick, and I prefer the manifold to be further away anyway, because I just think they look smarter. But anyway, we got to get with all that. We got to get the mud guards, floor pans, and she's got the arms on there. We've got to split the gearbox in the back end, take out a shaft, put in a new PTO shaft, input shaft, and the back end's all being rebuilt. All the top links being done. Everything's been done. My prop shafts are in a company in the UK called AT Osborne. Awesome people to deal with. Very helpful. I will get onto them because they will be the ones also giving me the body parts that I need to match the County, save me having to cut and modify. They know exactly what I'll need, and they can chuck them in as well, so we can get her up and running. We need a wiring harness and get a few other bits sorted. And yeah, but we'll get there. We'll get her sorted. We'll get her up and running. So yeah, hopefully maybe next year, in between doing the roadless, we'll start working on her again and get her up and running. Get at least moving under her own steam, and then hopefully when AT Osborne gets me some mud guards and some other bits, which I did ask for a while ago, but I don't really like to nag. But I will email them and see what the gossip is. I know there was a 2 or 3 year waiting gap for them because of the way things went back then. So we'll look into that and see where we can go, and we'll go from there. So yeah, don't forget to stay tuned. And there's loads of things happening. And if you do want to see these things, do put them in the squiggle pic down below. We will we'll try and show you as much as we can. And like I said, if you want to sponsor a video, if any local companies want to sponsor a video or got something they want me to test or show or put to the mark, I am more than happy to give it a go and thing. And yes, Clint, I am having awesome fun because I am talking, and talking is something that is great. And yeah, well, you should know, mate. Last night before, we were on the phone talking. How long was it? In fact, yeah, I feel quite guilty actually on that day. We were on the phone for quite a while. He's messaged me. I am. It's talking. I'm going to actually message him that. And anyways, we will catch you in the next one, and we will see you again. And don't forget to comment, rate, and subscribe. And we will post a video tomorrow. Toodle pips. And don't forget, you will be expected. I wouldn't say expected, to put down in the comments what you want me to do videos of, if you want me to do deeper videos. And like I said, if I can get some more batteries for this and get things sorted, I will do better videos for you. But I, at the moment, have to work with one battery. So yeah, it is what it is.